All right, what's up? It's Ruben from TG, and today I wanna show you the trade that we took on TLT. Okay, but first let's take a look at the wins for the day. Today's Monday, and we had such a quick, easy day. Deborah, first day of being inside TGE VIP, she already made $700. Imagine it, that's three times what the membership is worth. That's nuts. All right. So there's that. Good day today. There are a couple other trades that we're looking at here, like CCJ and Baba. But TLT, I want to show you. I want to show you why the MACD is such what a garbage piece of indicator. Look, I'm a math guy. I can appreciate math for what it is, and I can appreciate what the MACD is doing mathematically wise. With the restrictions that it has, but it's just not good. Okay, and I'm going to show you why, which will cover how Deborah and how we were able to bank on this TLT trade, and how you're able to do the same thing too. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys here. Let me pull this up. So there's a couple things here that we're looking at and that I'm building into Gextron right now, which is our tool. If you're new to the channel, Gextron is our internal tool. There is a you can definitely sign up for it. Right now, I removed the 7-day free trial. There's a light version of it. If you want to try that, I'll put a link in the description box. But I want to show you how we caught TLT in the first place. Okay, just know that it's been on a downfall, right? But this morning, if we take a look at the group right here, this is what we call a flow summary, and this is all based off of net directional trades. So some of the trades that we do here, especially for short term, we'll do directional trades. So either straight up calls or puts, and you can see here TLT was actually was showing up in first this morning, like 1, 2, 3, 4, spot number 4, and it was coming in at a rapid pace, and so we took the trade for TLT. Okay, we called that out. And there was some other things that I was looking at as well too, because like here's another part of the summary. So SPX, IWM, very, very bearish, right? So TLT will tend to do the opposite. And also, yeah, if TLT goes above 8.5, it will be I took a half position size, okay? Because I wasn't sure. And I'll explain everything here so you know how to size into the trade, how to do this yourself, how to look for it, and how to be able to net something like what Deborah did here, $700, right? So here's what happened, okay? At market open, yeah, it gapped down, right? If you take a look at the daily time frame, it gapped down. But there were some calls being poured into TLT, right? That's why it had a bullish momentum, bullish directional up. And I'm going to show you here. I have the MACD here just to show you how much of a falsy move it can be. Okay, so when we're trading TLT, and I'm saying, okay, I'm telling everybody in the private call, like TLT is getting a lot of bullish flow coming in directionally to the upside, even though it had a massive drop. We can go long on it, right? We can take a long position on TLT, and we took it like around this area when price was getting above VWAP. Now, I've said this in the past. There's two indicators that I like, which is VWAP and volume. Okay, volume is here at the bottom. These are two indicators that I like at the most, at the minimum. Actually, at the most, because I don't like the other ones. They're lagging indicators. I'm going to show you, okay, why the MACD is not good at all. All right. Now, the thing with Gextron is that it shows you um, it shows you key levels. So let me show you. Let me share the Telegram channel again. You see, this is a new dashboard I'm actually working on with Gextron. You see how sorry. You see how there's like big tall bars, tall bar here, tall bar. I don't know if you can see the cursor, but these are areas that we mark in our chart, whatever the security that we're looking at, and we're like, these are key levels that we need to pay attention to. Okay, and when price is getting close to it, we need to start selling into strength, right? We start selling our position, we start taking profits, this and that. And so the reason why we took calls is one, bullish flow summary on it. Two, it was near P trans level, which is the start of a positive transition to bullish momentum on TLT, right? Which is why I have it here P trans, and I let everybody know that if we can get above P trans level, it will go. It can go higher, right? The next level would be this is not it. It would be 86.5. Okay, and the weekly expected move is actually $1.34. So with that said, we took our chance for calls, right? And around this zone right here. And then I said, okay, like let's get in and we're gonna sell into this strength, right? We sell majority here, and then that's it, right? Like that was it, because we know that P-trans can be a level of resistance. Price is going towards it. This is a resistance zone, and it's not me saying it. It's Gextron. You see how I'm not looking at any other historical data, right? You can look at historical data and be like, you'll get it right, but you can see here like this zone right here was resistance, and also volume was low, right? So there's a couple things to this trade. Even though it wasn't, I would consider an A plus setup because we weren't above this level right here for bullish momentum to the upside. We had low volume, and we were kind of chopping from this VWAP line to this P trans line, this Gextron key level. So that's why this was kind of like a very quick day trade, right? We finished very, very early on the day, and then that was it. That was the result. Okay, so that was the trade, right? Like it's just trading between levels, right? VWAP, you can consider that as a level, and then there's the Gextron key levels. Just go level to level, and if you see that there's not enough strength and volume, then maybe be cautious, right? Be like, okay, I'm going to start taking profits for your own safety, for your own profit, to protect your own capital, and then just if it goes below a certain level or you hit break even, just cancel it and then hop into another trade. Find it when like it's available again. Okay, so this was the trade for TLT. Okay, and I'm going to show you why the MACD again would have like not done you very well. All right, because right here is $760 that Deborah made, right? So, but right here you're like, okay, I'm gonna wait for the first green MACD candlestick or histogram bar, which was like around here, right? And then it went green, and it's still telling you green, but price is going down. So you would have been what, holding at a loss? Would you have been selling around this point where it finally turns red? That would have been a horrible loss. If you're trading like 2 days out, I think TLT has every other day expirations. You would have been really red, right? This is why I'm not a fan of the MACD. It's false. It's this like there's no forward looking, no forward prediction, right? I think if you use VWAP with Gextron key levels, you're pretty much golden. Okay. Now at the moment, you see these lines here, WEM. This is something that Gextron gets. Let me see if I can pull up the Gextron charts here. Let's say TLT. While that loads up, I'm going to show you here. Like this weekly expected move is calculated by Gextron. It's telling you based on implied volatility. Based on implied volatility, this is where price can go by this given expiration, right? And it looks like TLT might want to be heading down to 83.91, right? Here was the open area, and now it's heading down. And you can kind of see that also with the bigger time frames here. All right, let's take a look at this. So this is TLT charts. And the thing with this is that the data is always updating here. So before, this was different. Okay, this was different. This is a beautiful part about Gextron because it updates as the market is going by, right? It's never static. It's never stale. You're always getting up-to-date key levels. Like, hey, this was once the key level. Now it's not. So 85.5 still the positive transition to the upside. but now we have max pain here at 85. This is really important because once we start stretching below max pain, it's almost like a rubber band. Think of it like a mean reversion trade. So it's something to keep aware of. You see here, max pain is here. So it's almost like the lowest part that a price can go for a stock. It doesn't mean it can't go lower. It can, but it may, if it does go lower, it may snap back. It may tap into another key level here, like 83 or maybe 80, and then snap back. Okay, so just the way to trade these gastron key levels. All right, let's take a look at the weekly expected move because this is really important. All right. Now, part of trading is being able to set realistic price targets. And what we like to do is we like to look at what's the weekly expected move, right? What's the weekly expected move? And then we'll just get a couple, either you could do, day trades or whatever. And then you can, at least this way, know what is possible to trade for this given day or for by the end of the week, right? So you can set price targets like, okay, this is the ideal price target. Like your runners may hit this price target, but I want to get a couple weeks out just to let the trade kind of play out, right? So in the case of TLT, I set up the weekly expected move, which at the time was $1.34. Now the weekly expected move here is June 6th is $1.38. It actually increased, right? So this is interesting, right? Implied volatility. This is just telling me that since I recorded this early in the morning, implied volatility is increasing on TLT. So this just increased by 4 cents. Okay. So at the time, this was the weekly top, 86.60, and the weekly low is 83.91. I'm gonna leave these for now, and maybe I'll revisit them tomorrow or something to see what happens when data finally goes. One day is out, like Monday's done, and then we'll see like when there's only less days in the expiration day to see what data does to the contracts, right? And if implied volatility is still high, I may consider going long again on this max pain level because in theory this is supposed to be the strongest level of support. Okay, so if price can hold here and if we can see volume pick up, this would be good. And again, if you were to look at the MACD and it turns green here, that could be like right here. And it would be a shame if you miss this entire move to the upside, right? And then if it holds here, more upside. That's why the MACD to me is just it's not a good indicator at all. Let's see what the RSI did because I like to compare these throughout the day and see what happens. Let's take a look at the RSI real quick. Where's the indicators here? RSI. Okay. Right? Same thing. I'm just gonna delete this here. It's the same thing. Like if you would have seen this, okay, yes. You would have okay, it's oversold, yes. You could have probably gotten some calls here and then probably caught this move right here, which is a nice move. It's a decent move, right? Still going short. Okay, you could go long because in theory it's not above the median 50. But here's the problem, right? So you're like seeing this move right here, and you're saying, "Oh, it's like oversold. It's oversold." So you want to go long, right? You buy long because in RSI is telling you it's oversold. But what if it goes lower? Price can always go lower. And right now, what I don't like about TLT is that we're not above VWAP. We're not above VWAP. We're barely getting back above max pain on this Gextron key level, and volume is low, right? That to me is like a no-go setup at the moment. So if you were just depending on MACD and RSI, you may get clapped later, right? This data needs to change here on the volume, VWAP, price, and Gextron for me to be comfortable and say, okay, let's go long again on TLT. But that's not the case at the moment. Okay, so these are just reasons why I would never trade on MACD again or RSI. I did use it once back in my early years, which was like 4 or 5 years ago. but it's just not reliable or consistent as it was. All right, so that was a day trade for TLT. If you want to do this, if you want to trade with us and learn from us, then I'll put a couple links in the description box. If you want to give Gextron a try so you can get consistent key levels or the expected move, I'll put a link in there too. If you have any questions, drop them in the comment section and I'll get back to you. All right, peace out.